Cody, Hunter, how we doing tonight?
Doing good. How are you?
Man, we are blessed. We love talking baseball. We've been hitting the rounds. We've been hitting Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, but we hadn't hit Arkansas in a while, and it's about that time. So we're pretty stoked, man. Obviously, big expectations, but we're gonna get your story and everything before we get into that. But we're gonna start with a little icebreaker, and I'm gonna start with you, Cody, man. So for a guy who came from Ole Miss and is now at Arkansas, what was it like watching that game on Saturday?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't watch a single play of that game.
What?
I didn't watch a single play.
Well, all right, you didn't watch a single play. It makes me wonder, were you the guy who stole the Ole Miss player's helmet, and is that why? Do
I
you know what I'm
didn't
talking
steal the I
about?
didn't steal the helmet. That was kind of funny. Did they catch that guy?
Yeah.
Well, you're right here, so clearly not, and that's why you didn't see the game. Like you
I'm
went,
on the
you went down
run. I'm on the run. No, I did keep up. I saw it on Snapchat. A few guys posted it, but I mean, I'm glad we got a win. We needed that,
So you're a baseball
especially
player,
against
not
a good team in Ole Miss.
so you're a baseball player, not a football player. So, but let's put it in baseball terms. If a dude runs out there and snatches, your glove, like, are you chasing him up the stairs? What's happening?
Yeah, I would say there's a good chance that I follow him up those stairs.
What about
Like
you, Hunter?
I don't
This
know.
question was for him, but
Oh
Hunter,
no, I'm getting after him for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, you weren't there for it. You aren't the one that stole it, but I assume there was a lot of fun around campus after that for you, huh, Cody?
Um I was actually with my girlfriend at the time. I don't even remember what we were doing, but
Netflix and
yeah,
chill? No, I'm just kidding.
probably something like that, honestly.
This is a family show, guys.
It is what it is. I didn't say anything too off the top. All right. Well, Hunter, since he wasn't at the football game and just killed my opening question, we're gonna move to you. And I noticed on social media, man, you do some duck hunting. And so my question for you is, man, navigating fall ball and everything, have you been hunting yet?
No, I haven't been able to get in the Duckwoods yet, but I did go to Took, Oklahoma. It's I think it's east of Tulsa last weekend. I got to go hunting with Parker Rowland. He transferred from Eastern to Arkansas this past year. We became good buddies. So I went hunting with him, but that's the only time that I've gotten to go hunting so far. But just got back home for Thanksgiving break, and I'll probably my first hunt will probably be Thursday morning. So I'm looking
That
forward
that
to it.
was going to be my next question, and with that, so, I mean, do you get now that like the fall ball is over? Do you get a lot of time in hunting before it gets all kicked up for spring?
Oh yeah, when I'll definitely be hunting and then go get throwing and workout in and then probably go back hunting for sure.
So Daniel asked our last guest, Alex Milazzo, about him duck hunting. He was a big duck hunter, and talking about cooking his. Do you marinate yours and cook yours yourself as well?
Oh, I just do the hunting. I like the mamas and grandmas do the cooking.
Hey, that's Daniel. He does it the smarter way. I don't want to do the cooking just to kill him.
No,
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need to cook it if I'm going to get it.
No doubt. So let's
That's
get
right.
into y'all's backstory. Cody, I'm gonna start with you, man. Where are you from?
I'm from Texarkana, Arkansas. It's not too far from Hunter actually, but yeah, this is where I was born and raised.
I hear you. And
Been here
so
for
with that,
oh
well, yeah, no, I was gonna ask, all right, so obviously, smaller town, what was the family dynamics like? You got siblings, mom and dad in the house. What was up?
yeah, so my parents have been married for 27 years or so. And I got an older brother, and he played Division II baseball at Harding University. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a Division II school in Searcy, Arkansas. But yeah, I mean, growing up, that's me and my brother just played baseball outside. We got a little brother too. He's a few years younger than both of us. I think he's a freshman this year in high school. So,
Is he
but
playing
yeah,
baseball too? He
he
following
is. He
suit?
is. He's the most athletic of us, I think.
Oh,
But
really?
I
The
don't know. I
bigger
don't know if
brother?
he's going to be bigger than me.
So as the middle
Doesn't take much.
All right. So as the middle brother, what's that like, man? Like you're learning from older brother, but you're probably teaching younger brother. Like, is it difficult navigating being that middle brother?
I wouldn't say it's difficult being the middle brother, but my older brother did make it kind of hard. He was the perfect child, you know. So I had to be perfect, but that didn't happen.
Do you have
But
better
yeah,
hair than him?
do what?
Do you have better hair than him? Because you got good hair flow.
Oh yeah, I got the best hair for sure.
There you go.
Hey, you should see Jackson Wiggins. He's got the best hair, but
Arkansas, yeah, we're gonna
shout
get
out.
into that. That's actually something we're gonna get into a little later. But Arkansas definitely has no problem with the hair flow. So growing up, we always like to know. Did you have a favorite athlete growing up? Anybody that inspired you, whether it was a college or pro baseball player?
Um, growing up, I kind of watched Vandy baseball because they were like, I don't
Oh
know, the best at the
God.
time.
Oh,
Anyways, so they had a guy named Carson Fulmer, and I really liked the way he carried himself on the
He was a
mound.
stud.
he's a stud. But full transparency, now we got to know because there's actually a rule on this show. We've actually had the opportunity at Vandy and Florida guests. The three of us unanimously do not like Florida or Vandy, therefore we do not have Florida or Vandy guests. Cody, would you have gone to Vanderbilt had they offered you out of high school?
Probably not.
Okay, thank God. I was gonna say, man, we might cancel this whole episode.
Probably not.
All right, so
Probably
for
pretty
the,
expensive to go there, and you got to be pretty smart. And I'm not. I don't have the money, and I'm not very smart. So
hey, call it like it is. I like it. I like honesty. So with that, where did you go to high school at?
I went to Arkansas High School, which everyone calls it Texarkana High School, but that's not what it is. It's called Arkansas High School.
So you've been a
Our
Razorback your
high
whole life?
school. Do what?
You've been a Razorback your whole life?
Yeah, my high school is the Razorbacks, and it was actually the first Razorbacks before the university.
That is
So
weird that the high school is just named Arkansas. So, but obviously you obviously ending up where you are now, and we'll get into that. That's kind of unique and maybe meant to be. But looking up your stats in high school, you were 8-4 with a 1.57 ERA in 34 high school appearances. I'm also assuming you played travel ball, right?
yes, sir, I did. I
Who'd
played
you
with
play
the
travel ball for?
Arkansas Sticks.
Okay, so between your success in high school and travel ball, when did you start getting recruited by colleges?
Um, the summer going into my junior year, I kind of hit a little growth spurt there at the end of my sophomore year and grew a little bit, put on some weight, and then I started throwing hard that summer. And I went to a camp at Sam Houston State. I had no idea I was like any good really. And then I just hit 90 out of nowhere. They offered me. And then a couple weeks later, I played in Georgia and Arkansas offered me. And then a couple weeks later, Ole Miss offered me. So that's how that went.
So you got multiple schools, multiple offers. What is it that made you choose Ole Miss ultimately?
So Arkansas offered me, and what's the pitching coach's name? He's at LSU now, I think. Wes Johnson.
I was fixing. Yeah, I
Wes
knew that. I
Johnson.
wouldn't have known the answer until you said that.
Yeah, Wes Johnson was the coach at Arkansas, and he offered me. And I want to say it was like 3 days later, he got a new job with whatever MLB team he went to. So I was just kind of like,
Well, we got our pitching coach from the Twins, so that might have been where he obviously landed. Unless he had
yes, the
multiple chances.
Twins. That sounds right.
So Hunter, we're gonna move over to you, my man. Well, tell us, where are you from?
I'm from a small town called Longview in Northeast Texas, and I'm south of Cody, about an hour and a half. So this little small town, grew up on some land here. My grandparents live 50 yards from me, and
Same.
always been some work doing hay in the summers and feeding it in the winters. So I loved it. I love how I grew up.
No, absolutely. So you mentioned the kind of grandparents living close. The same question is, what's the family dynamic? Mom, dad, brothers and sisters. What you got going on there?
Yep, mom, dad been married 27 years, like Cody, and then I have an older sister. She was way better than I ever will be. She went 49-1 in high school as a pitcher, and
Dang.
she ended up tearing her ACL senior night of her senior year. Ended up going to SAU and kind of didn't really help her get back. And then she ended up transferring to TJC, came back from her knee and like had ulnar nerve surgery and then had thoracic outlet syndrome when she came back from that. So now she's a biochemistry major and she is the head softball coach at a 3A school up the road.
Most excellent. I got a 14-year-old that's in softball. I'll be hollering at you, Hunter.
Oh yeah, come on.
Come on. So same kind of question we asked. Did you have a favorite athlete growing up that you kind of mimicked your game after that you wanted to play like?
I mean, I've always had, players. I never had like a team. I always had like certain players from each team that I really liked. And of course, I say growing up, my favorite to watch or kind of like I mimicked was Chris Sale. But now getting a little older, I like little Clayton Kershaw and a little Josh Hader, kind of like a mix between the two. I think they're pretty sick.
No, there's no doubt. Underrated name. Chris Sale doesn't get brought up enough with his studliness.
Yep, yep.
So you mentioned where you grew up and everything. Where did you go to high school in Longview?
Yep. So I went to Hallsville K through about this time of my junior year, and then I moved to Spring Hill and graduated from Spring Hill in Longview.
That's how you know he went to that small town, Randy. I mean, he went to kindergarten to high school at the same spot.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
absolutely. One of the things that we were researching for this is that you're a former high school competitor of now teammate Hagen Smith. Did you guys ever square off against each other in high school?
We never towed the rubber against each other, but I did toe the rubber against Colton Bowman. He was at Oklahoma State, and he and that was my sophomore year. No, my junior year. One of my first games at Spring Hill, and think we ended up winning. But no, I never got to pitch against Hagen. He had Tommy John that year, so he didn't get to pitch.
Oh, he got lucky. He didn't have to face you, huh?
Got lucky.
That's right. So originally, looking this stuff up, you originally committed to A&M as a sophomore in high school. You signed with the Aggies, but you end up obviously at, how do you say this? Is it San Jacinto? How do you say it?
San Jacinto, yeah.
That's what we're going to call San Jacinto. College rosters obviously swell. Coronavirus shortened season. We don't have to go through all that. And we've talked to a lot of guys on here about that COVID season. Some guys it was obviously devastating for, and then some guys that actually helped. But kind of walk us through that process and what it was like signing there and then not being able to live out that part of the Texas A&M, the plan.
Yeah, yeah. I know it was definitely tough for me and the family because we kind of joined the cult and in 3 years being committed there, going to football games, and falling in love with it. But no, getting that phone call from Justin Seeley was probably one of the best things that happened to me because not because A&M wasn't a good place or anything, but he just kind of gave me the option. Hey, you can either come here, and we have 7 left-handed pitchers coming back because of the 5-round draft, and or you can go to junior college and get experience. And me, man, I just wanted to go play, and I wanted to go play somewhere where I was going to win. So going to San Jack and well, after that phone call, Ray DeLeon, that's who I played with growing up in high school was the Banditos, and he got me a phone number with Coach Weaver from San Jack, and Coach Weaver got me in contact with Woody Williams, and that was all she wrote. Woody Williams he's the greatest guy I ever met.
Woody Williams is a legend definitely in the game. So I want to ask you too. We ask a lot of guests this. Do you think what got you more exposure? Because you kind of mentioned who you played for. Was it your travel team or your high school team or a combination of both that got you noticed by colleges?
Travel team, 100%.
That's pretty. I think that's the standard answer, don't you think, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, we live in an area where DeSoto Central wins state championship after state championship, and every one of those guys has said it's been where they've played summer travel ball at. They got them noticed no matter how many championships they've won.
Yeah, I think it's hard for colleges to go out, to a high school when they might have one good player, but when they go to summer league, they can go to a team that's really good and they can watch 9 pretty good players to go have a better chance to recruit off of. So.
But I will say this, Randy, I have only seen scouts at one high school game and it was their teammate. when Hunter Elliott, who's now at Ole Miss, faced off against Brady Tiger. They came to that game. There was 8 of them, and that ended up being the best game they could have ever been at, as that was the best high school pitching duel I've ever seen. So that one they came to, and obviously it was worth it because you had 2 guys who were just absolutely dominant.
Yeah, no doubt. But Hunter, to your point though, you see a lot of, especially when you have the showcase tournaments as you get older. I mean, that's literally what they're there for. But so you're taken by the Milwaukee Brewers in the 15th round of the 2021 MLB draft. Did you ever consider taking that offer?
Yeah, man, I got a really good offer, and I got offered 3rd-round money in the 15th round, but it kind of worked out to where it wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. And it was one of those things where I knew I was close to a velo jump, or a progression to where I could end up making a little bit more money, and getting off on a better foot, going into pro ball. So I was just kind of betting on myself, man. I was like, you know what, let's see if I can, because I was going to go to TCU. I was like, let me go to TCU and see if, I get better sophomore year, and then end up coming back junior year, making some good jumps and making some money. But end up going to TCU, and end up Friday before school started, Sarlos calls me and says some classes didn't transfer from San Jack, so I wasn't eligible. So that's why I ended up going back to San Jack, and did my sophomore season there, and then now here in Arkansas.
Yeah, so at any point, you can be honest with us here, Hunter. At any point throughout this process, have you ever regretted your decision, not taking the bag?
I would say kind of as soon as that phone call happened, I'm sitting in my truck thinking about, damn, I'm about to have to go back to San Jack where I have to buy my own practice pants. It was kind of like I could be in Arizona in Milwaukee Brewer gear. But no, it was probably for that, 15, 20 minutes. But I saw the big picture. I saw, life happens. I'm only 19, so I knew it wasn't over. And so I looked at it kind of from the big picture, and I've always been that guy that looked at a cup half full instead of half empty. So
Yeah, man, it's a journey nonetheless. But you guys are obviously kind of similar stories in a sense. But Cody, I want to get to you. Your journey started you at Ole Miss. Obviously, you make the transition. Now you're a big dude. You're out of college, a big time college like Ole Miss. What are the emotions like when you first get to Ole Miss? Is it nervousness? Is it fear? Like, what's going on?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Whenever I first got to Ole Miss, I felt like I was not supposed to be where I was. I didn't feel like I was good enough to be there. Um, so whenever I first got there, I feel like I kind of pitched scared almost. Kind of walked too many guys. Uh, Gave up a lot of hits whenever I was in the zone. Just seemed like I couldn't really figure anything out in the fall. And then I had one really good outing towards the end of the fall. I think I went a few innings and did really well. Uh, but whenever I first started off, I was not good out the gate.
Well, I mean, you ended up pitching 19 and 2/3 inning. I mean, that was an elite squad, that 2021 crew, man. Even with what you're considering limited action, with all the vets that they had and all the talent that they had, what was the big takeaway from just that season alone?
So my big takeaway from that season would be to definitely go out there and just be myself. So again, like towards the beginning of the year, I was getting used to there being a lot of people in the stands. I was letting the nerves get to me at the beginning, but I eventually found myself and could actually play my own game out, no matter how many fans were out there. Like that didn't get to me anymore, and I had a start in the SEC tournament against Arkansas, and I think I went like 5 innings, something like that. Gave up 2 runs, and after that outing, I was like, yeah, like I belong here. I'm good enough to be here.
Yeah, it's probably like a growing experience, but also this epiphany that you have that, man, I was put on this team for a reason, and it wasn't because I wasn't capable or as talented. Would you say that start in the tournament, was that your favorite experience at Ole Miss?
I would say so. I think that's my favorite experience. Or my best friend Kemp Alderman, he had a home run, he had a walk-off home run against LSU, your boys, on
Look,
Sunday
no,
after
look,
we were down like 8.
I'm glad you brought that up because you know what? I'm gonna talk about that, Cody. I was there, and I actually told both of these cats that I enjoyed it because you had the McCants bomb. I forgot who the other bomb was. But you know, y'all climbed back, and then I got to watch the Kemp Alderman walk off, and the students were really the only people left. So the shower still happened, and it was cool. And I looked around and I said, "Ain't that a shame, man? All the fans are gone to miss this." But you know what? The student section still had the shower. It was still electric. And I told both these guys, I wasn't even mad because it was cool to watch y'all come back from that. And then I went to talk to my LSU cats afterward, and they were like, "We got to go, man. We're in trouble."
And Cody, let me tell you, and that was the moment that Jim decided he was going to be a season ticket holder at Ole Miss. Facts.
Is that true?
No, not at all. But I am a season ticket holder at Ole Miss.
Okay.
It's kind of like you don't know where that helmet is or who took that helmet. Jim is not denying or confirming that was the moment he was like,
okay.
I got to be an Ole Miss fan.
You said who is my team? I'm a diehard LSU fan, but I'm gonna pull this computer back so you can see all those baseballs, and you can even see the Mississippi State Championship cowbell. I've got great relationships with guys on numerous teams, and so if they're not playing LSU, these guys will tell you, I got Tennessee gear, I got Arkansas gear. When I went to Omaha this year, I had y'all stuff on. Like I root for guys. I root for guys that I know. I won't root for y'all against LSU, but otherwise. But in that game, the game of baseball, it is cool to see a team come back from 9-1 and hit multiple bombs, and then the way Swayze does the showers. Like you just had to enjoy the moment for what it was. LSU still took the series, but for you guys, it was cool to see. For
sure. That was probably my favorite game of the year.
So who was Daniel? I got to ask him if you remember who hit the other. McCants hit the 3-run bomb.
Chatagnier hit one.
Okay, yeah, because there was. I mean, that was the thing, Daniel. It was bombs on bombs on bombs, and like next thing you know, it's tied up, and then Leatherwood's my boy, so I actually got mad in real time, Cody. I was like, dang, this Alderman cat, like, because Alderman wasn't starting then. I was like, this Alderman cat's gonna pinch hit for Leatherwood, and then he hits that rocket, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe Coach B knows what he's doing.
I mean, I think a lot of people said that this year. Maybe Coach B knows what he's doing. But hey, Cody, so obviously
did
they? I don't know. You would hope so. You would hope. But Cody, anyhow, Crowder obviously is where your destination is next. How do they come into play, and how do you end up there?
So I entered the transfer portal on July 3rd. And the rule was you could only go D1 to D1 if you enter prior to July 1st. So I would have had to get waived through the NCAA, and they didn't waive me. So I couldn't go to Arkansas. But I did commit to Arkansas. Kinda, I guess. I mean, I was supposed to go there. But I ended up going to Crowder because I knew some guys that had played there, and I knew they were always good. So I was like, all right, we're going to win. I'm going to get better. And I needed it. I needed the experience.
And Daniel, how often do these guys say that JUCO helped make them better? People like to look down upon JUCO, but we haven't had too many guys who didn't say JUCO didn't help them in their progression.
I feel like in college baseball, though, it's not. They don't look down on JUCOs, though. That's where most of them come from, to be honest. At some point,
I think what they look down on is if you don't play. Like if you're the guy that's like, I just want to play. So whether that's JUCO, Division II, Division whatever, I want to play to better myself so that I'm honestly staying up to par with my capabilities, but also pushing myself to know where I need to go. I think that's a big deciding factor for schools to especially like Cody, they're telling you, Arkansas is telling you, we want you, man, but the rules say we can't have you. So
Yeah.
do this and then come back. So like that's a lot of like trust you're putting into a school, and like we don't have to sugarcoat it. Like there's a high turnover rate in every sport, especially now that this portal is what it is. So like before we get off of Crowder, like when you go there, was there any like fear that they would go, maybe we don't want you, or maybe they would forget about you?
So whenever I first got to Crowder, in JUCO you play like a fall season. And I think that was that was probably the best I've ever pitched was that fall season. And in the spring, and I signed with Arkansas in the fall. So after
Right.
that I wasn't really worried. So, but after in the spring, I didn't have that great of a year. I wasn't worried about like, are they going to cut me or are they going to take my money or whatever it was. Um, no, I really wasn't worried about that because I knew what I was capable of, and it just didn't happen that way in the spring at Crowder. I didn't put up the numbers that I necessarily wanted to.
So 4-2 in 14 games. Obviously, you felt as though you could have done better, but what was it that you were trying to accomplish in that spring season? You had already committed and you were already safe as far as having a place to go. So what was the goal for that spring season? I mean,
I
obviously,
was trying to win a national championship, honestly. I mean, I thought we were good enough to win,
Come on, bro. Y'all had to
and
play us.
y'all was out before us.
Oh,
Oh man.
Y'all
But
ain't play
anyways,
nobody.
he said y'all got
we
the
played the
easy side
winner
of the
twice.
bracket.
We did too, no. We just played them first.
No, that was our first game. But anyways,
Y'all started off with Central Arizona.
yes.
Hunter, man, you can't. Hey, if your team exited first, man, you can't chime in like that. You just set yourself up for
We
failure,
got
bro.
we got third my freshman year, and then this year I start game one, I go 10 Ks against McLennan. Game two, the guys at Texas, Chris Stewart, left-handed, 92-96, absolute dog, walks the
But
first 5 batters in a row. They get a 9 spot in the first. You can't come back from that in the World Series. Next game,
Hunter,
our,
I want you to hold that thought, man. We're gonna get there because
our
I want to make sure that I get all the story here from Cody and get all the facts on Crowder before we jump into Sandjack, because I feel like there's a little bit of drama that's building in this episode with these two JUCOs. But obviously, you felt as though that the season could have went better, but Arkansas does come calling in the fall, and it's a good, situation for you to have already committed, because you said yourself you didn't really have that great of a spring season. The obviously with Crowder, the expectation is, championship or nothing, which is pretty much where you're at with Arkansas now. But at what point in the fall was it one game or one outing, or they were just following up with a guy that they liked? But in the fall, what was it that Arkansas saw that they were like, yeah, Cody, sign here, man?
So when I entered the portal, I called Caden Wallace. I don't know if y'all have had him on here before, but he's the third baseman at Arkansas last year. And I was like, "Hey, I'm in the portal. Like, talk to Coach Van Horn." And so apparently they talked, and the next day Van Horn called me and was like, "Hey, we want you." And I ended up not being able to go there because of the rules. So they were like, "Hey, we still want you, and we're gonna send you the papers in the fall or in November, whenever that day is." So that's how that worked out. I mean, it wasn't. I don't even know if they came and watched me in the fall, to be honest with you.
Man, that's a lot of like good faith going on their part, man.
I think it's because I did decent against them in the SEC tournament the year before.
Hey, that'll
Van Horn,
stick out.
yeah, Van Horn was a little better. He was like, man, if we can't beat that dude, then he can join us.
I mean, a
So,
similar story, Randy will tell you. I mean, Dolander pitching for Georgia Southern is what stuck out to Tony V to reach out to him. So hey, when you do good against that squad that you're coaching, hey, it's going to stand out in your mind.
For sure.
So Hunter, now we get to talk on the flip side. San Jack, 10-3 as a freshman in 2021, a 3.08 ERA, 104 strikeouts. You walked just 17 and 73 innings of work. Would you say that your freshman year met all expectations, or did you carry a chip on your shoulder because you weren't at A&M that season?
Man, I think that I was just going into San Jack. I get the phone call from A&M. I end up going to San Jack. Honestly, I'd go to San Jack, and I would never went into San Jack thinking, oh, I'm about to pitch. I'm about to be the number one. I'm about to pitch every day, because I went to San Jack hearing what everybody hears about San Jack, how good they're going to be, and you always see the players coming out of San Jack. So once I got there, saw the competition, especially, I was like, I was pumped with the year that I had, because I pitched every week, and I just missed a couple of weeks from like a hip here, and then like my back was hurt one week or something. But I was just blessed to be able to get on the mound every week for most of the year, and I was excited about it.
I mean, the excitement bled over from freshman year to sophomore season. You went 9-3, 3.59 ERA, 96 more strikeouts, 28 walks, and 80 in the third innings. Doing the research, you come across many articles with your success over those 2 seasons. A lot of the articles, you specifically cite Coach Williams as being like the big motivator and the big driving factor in that success. So talk to me about just the success you had in those 2 seasons, and how big of a factor Coach Williams was in regards to that.
Yeah, Woody was never at San Jack. He was never a guy that was going to sit there and critique your mechanics or anything crazy like that. He was more of a guy that was going to be real personable with you, and kind of he wanted to understand what you're thinking on the mound, like what goes through your head. How do you think about your attacking hitters? He could look at you and tell if you're ready to go, or if something was bothering you or something like that. So, and another thing that stuck out to me, and the reason, I mean, he's more of a mentor than me than a coach, especially now, of course. But he was the first guy I met that said he was going to do something, and he damn sure got it done. He would do it, and that was the big leaguer inning for sure. And he was definitely a huge part of where I'm at now.
So, very successful 2 seasons there. Obviously, the opportunities come at you with, TCU being your first commitment, but then you ultimately chose Arkansas. I got a couple questions. First question is was Texas A&M the original school that you were trying to go to? Was that ever a possibility? And then, or was at that point, after 2 seasons, they had already passed by, and then it was just TCU or Arkansas?
Yeah, I think since I pretty much got a phone call that says I wasn't good enough to pitch there because they had 7 guys coming back, it was more I want to face them and beat them than go play for them. So it was that was kind of out of the question for me. And a cool thing about it, the guy that gave me that phone call, he's a great guy, Justin Sealy. He's been a great guy, and he's texted me, told me congrats on some good seasons. But he's now at Oklahoma State, and so we play them over the weekend. So it'd be cool to get beat them on Sunday at 2:30 over the weekend. But
you just got a fan in all 3 of us by saying you wanted to beat them instead of join them. You'll always get respect from us.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
So obviously then you commit to TCU, but then switch to Arkansas. What happened there, and then what inevitably made you switch over to Arkansas?
Yeah. So with the school stuff that went down after my freshman year, and I got on campus at TCU, and it was tough for me and Sarlos both, because I was looking forward to being there. He was looking forward to coaching me, and just because some class didn't transfer, I ended up going back. So as soon as that phone call happened, I just told him, "Hey, I'm going to stay committed to you. I hate it sucks this happened, but I'm going to go back to San Jack, play this season, see how the draft ends up working out again. I would come back and play for you." And he was like, "Awesome. Whatever season goes by, we're about a month away from the draft. My Craig Rose, my advisors, kind of texted me saying, "Hey, since you committed the way that you did, you still haven't signed anything." And I kept telling Sarlos, "Hey, man, I need to sign something for the draft." And he just kind of just brushed it off, or he might have ignored me or something. And I just ended up not getting papers before the draft. And Craig was like, "Hey, where do you want to go, Texas or Arkansas?" And I was like, "Whoever gets me papers first." And the next morning, I was signed to Arkansas. Never met a guy, never seen the facility, never was an Arkansas fan, but here we are.
Challenge accepted by Arkansas. They got those papers so fast.
Yeah.
We obviously got both stories and your journeys on how you guys are where you're at, and really you're at the same point. You're at the same school, fighting for the same thing. But before we got there, it was kind of this, a little bit of a drama going on at the JUCO level. And Hunter, I want to get your take. I think Cody knew this was coming, so he had to bounce off. So while he's getting back on, man, why was Sanjak better than Crowder? That's what I need to know.
Crowder was just a little soft. They didn't play nobody up there. They don't travel to play some competition, man. They don't play nobody. I'm just kidding. Crowder is good. Their head coach, he's a great guy. But I played with Arkansas Sticks for a little bit, so I got to know all those Texarkana boys, Jackson Cobb, and Ben Harmon. There's a bunch of guys from that area that I grew up playing with. So, and Cody, of course, and they all played at Crowder. So we never got to play Crowder, unfortunately. That would have been bad for him. But as he's getting back on, I hope he heard it.
Yeah, Cody,
that,
you know what, man? You back just in time. I heard Crowder was softer than Charmin tissue, bro.
That is so not true. That is so not true.
Soft.
He didn't play nobody.
Yeah, didn't travel nowhere.
If it ain't true, Cody, then why did you bounce off right when we asked Hunter the question?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Something happened with the internet. They didn't.
That's what people will say. They make excuses when
Okay.
they know it's
like
wrong.
that.
Even your computer was scared of that question, man.
So, all right. So we've been having this whole JUCO debate and everything. Cody, let me get your thoughts before we start talking about Arkansas. You mean just explain why, for some guys, it's better to take the JUCO route than automatically just accept that big D1 offer at that big school.
So I think okay. JUCO makes you tougher. You don't want to go to JUCO because it's in a podunk town. The education probably isn't the best. I mean, I'll be honest with you. And it's not a good time. Like, usually it's not that great of a time looking from the outside in. Now, when you do go JUCO, you'll learn that there's a new level of hard work, in my opinion. Like, our coach put us through the hardest workouts and running that I've ever done in my entire life at Crowder. And I think that made me so much tougher, like, during the season, just running and embracing the suck with the whole team,
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like I said, we've had so many guests, and JUCO has made them better for it. I don't think we've had a guest that didn't say JUCO made them better going there, and such big names. And I think you guys will be the next guys on the list, with success at Arkansas and the journeys that y'all took. But let me ask you, Cody, as a guy who also was a part of the SEC before, and you know what it's like to be a part of a program where Omaha is the expectation, and now you're at Arkansas, where it's no different than Ole Miss. But so far in your time there, what have you seen that's different about Arkansas from Ole Miss?
I'm not gonna speak on the coaches at Ole Miss because I don't know how they're necessarily operating right now. Things change over the years, but what I have seen at Arkansas is at every single level, at everything that we do, they demand greatness. And it's not necessarily them. Like, I think us as a team, like, we push each other to be better. I think we are all on the same page with that, and I think we just want to strive to get better every day and don't accept anything less than your best effort every single thing we do.
Yeah, and I mean, we can see that. We talk to all these guests, and obviously we talk college baseball in general. And Arkansas, while they don't have that national championship, you wouldn't know any different because Arkansas is just known for winning, period. It is the expectation. It is what y'all do. You got Van Horn, who's a legend. And so obviously the most is expected from you guys. But, one thing I noticed is different. I've been to the facilities of both, and let's just keep it 100, Cody. As nice as Ole Miss has got it, Arkansas, man, their facilities are where it's at. I mean, just talk about how they are. Yeah.
It's better than Ole Miss. Okay. Whenever I first got to Ole Miss, I was like, all right, like nothing gets better than this. There's no, like, I thought it was the best thing ever. And then I get to Arkansas and I'm like, whoa, like it actually does get better than Ole Miss. Like it does.
Yeah, whether you're talking about bomb in general or y'all's weight room or anything else in between, like, yeah, no, Arkansas is definitely legit. When you talk about stadium, obviously Duty Noble is probably the most regarded, but I've seen their weight room and their hitting facilities. They're not as nice as what Arkansas's got. Arkansas has absolutely got it going on. So let's get into fall ball though, man. For you personally, how have you looked? And, with that, there's always room for improvement. What do you feel like you need to improve upon the most?
Yeah, so I felt like I had a pretty good fall this fall. I think I really got a lot better over the summer because I was just working on the mound all the time.
You played summer ball league, right?
I didn't. I was giving pitching lessons all summer though.
Okay.
And I was doing these drills with these kids, and I really think that's where I got better. Like that might sound crazy or whatever, but I really think that's how I got so much better.
Daniel, you were a pitching coach. Can you see that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got to want it first, and then once you want it, like you can really you really have to self-govern yourself. If that's what you want, then go get it. But yeah, I can definitely see that for sure.
Yeah, so that's an interesting take, man. No doubt, Cody. One of those things that I never thought about, man. Just coaching and working with other kids. You think about all the things that you need to do, and you're teaching it to them and passing it along. But you brought up LSU earlier, and this is my last question I got for you. I got to know: are you ready to head down to Alex Box, where you're going to be facing Tommy White, Paul Skeens, Dylan Cruz, Braden?
Are they ready?
They're absolutely ready. I mean, Cody,
I'm ready.
I want you to be ready.
That's who I want.
You're ready for that lineup in Baton Rouge?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
I don't know that I believe you.
I know this is what I like about this is they're ready for it and I'm ready for it. So let's go.
I mean, let's keep it real. The SEC West is it's going to be a freaking gauntlet. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
You had something, Daniel. What'd you have, Daniel?
No, I was just going to say, what did you think his answer to that question was going to be? No,
I surely hope that gets canceled.
Yeah.
No, he should keep it honest. He should keep it honest. I mean, he don't want none of that lineup. He's lying. You know what, man, Cody? I wish nothing but the best of every guest. But I'm gonna need to see Tommy or Dylan or Braden just maybe take you yards just for.
See, you just named three. You just named three. I can name 9 in the R lineup that they got to worry about.
Whoa!
That's big. That's big facts. Y'all do have a potent lineup.
I only named 3. We didn't go there. Jay Johnson got the hardest job in America. He's got to find a way to get 18 down to 9. But this ain't an LSU. This ain't an LSU episode. But
it's not an LSU episode.
Way to make it one, Jim.
What LSU needs to do is learn how to play defense and not make so many errors. But anyway, we're moving on.
Oh my! Hunter, you did not.
Yeah, we did. They led the SEC in errors last year.
Hey,
so
LSU,
expectations.
No. Since you said LSU baseball gets the Tennessee football.
Worry about Tennessee.
Baseball
needs to worry about Tennessee.
What'd you say?
LSU baseball needs to worry about
who was number
Tennessee.
1 in fielding percentage last year? Probably Arkansas, huh?
Probably Arkansas.
It was like 987.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you that middle infield is gone, fellas.
It is gone, but we got the Sandjack shortstop. We got John Bolton. He's a dog. And Peyton Stovall's moving over to second.
You asked about Cade Wallace. Jalen Battles is our dude and been on this show. Ain't nobody Jalen Battles. I don't care what anybody says.
That's a lot to replace, but I think
That is.
Look, Dave Van Horn's been doing it for a lot longer than we've all been alive.
Yeah, that is some big shoes to fill, though, for sure in the middle.
Ain't no doubt about it, man. So listen, Hunter, let's go to you. Expectations, as we're talking about, Arkansas, the expectations are always Omaha or bust. So obviously Arkansas is kind of seeking that elusive title. Everybody knows the history and Dave Van Horn not getting, what people thought he'd have multiple by now, including myself. So what is it like coming to a program that has those lofty expectations? Because to me, listening to you talk, that doesn't even phase you. That's what you went there for, right?
Oh, for sure. And I think that man, I was blessed growing up, summer ball, high school ball too. I was always on some pretty good teams that winning was the only option, So I think that, and going to Sanjak, I mean, it's win or, we didn't have a good time the next day. So it was and everybody wanted to win. Everybody was good at Sanjak. So now coming here, it's nice being at a big school, on the big stage where we are going to win, and winning is the only option. And back to kind of what Cody was saying, that a big part of that is that how they demand perfection. If it's PFPs, if it's field and ground balls, if it's hitting BP, if it's throwing a bullpen, you do it with a certain you show up with a certain presence and you carry yourself a certain way, and you do things a certain way because we know the end goal, and we don't want to just go to Omaha. We want to win it. It's not so much we want to go to Omaha anymore. It's like, hey, we got to win. We got to win it this year. So
no,
it's definitely cool.
Absolutely. So tell me, how have you looked in the fall, and what is it, something you want to improve on from fall to spring?
Yeah. So I definitely had a good fall. I've always been a guy that was in the zone, but I never was a guy that was going to come in and blow a fastball by you. And this fall, velo jumped a lot, and so that was nice having the fastball in the bag to sneak by you if I wanted to. So fall went really good. It was real good facing that lineup 18 times because they got really good at hitting us. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get going, man. I'm excited to get on the mound until January.
Yeah, so one of the things that we mentioned, obviously, replacing the middle infielders, replacing a lot of guys, which we talked about it. Van Horn's done that year after year after year. How do you guys, with JUCO transfers coming in, freshmen coming in, so many new faces? I mean, how is the coaching staff mingling you guys together, and how's that chemistry working for you guys in the fall?
I think Cody will definitely vouch for me on this one, but this might be the first team that I've ever been on where you walk in the locker room and every single person will say something to you. Every single person's really good friends. We're not potted up. There's not, 4 groups of these friends, 3 groups of these guys. It's everybody hangs out. Everyone talks to each other. Everyone's giving each other a hard time, and the pitchers work out with the pitchers, position players work out with the position players, and they push each other. And I know we damn sure push each other. So it's definitely a really good mix, and it's cool to be on a team that everyone's pulling for each other too. It's not Cody didn't pitch one time. There wasn't one person in the dugout that wasn't rooting for him. Everyone's behind him, and everyone wants to do good because everyone is good. So it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about it a little bit earlier, but what's it like now being a teammate of Hagen Smith and not being not that you towed the rubber against each other, but always kind of being connected, in that high school years?
Oh yeah, it's cool. Definitely being from the 903. It's pretty cool. Getting to face each other or play with each other now, and I'm looking forward to it. He's a great guy, man. He's does everything the right way and he gets after it. So I'm glad he's on my team for sure.
Absolutely. But listen, outside of you, Hagen, and Cody, give us some names of some arms that everybody kind of needs to be on the lookout for this upcoming season on your team.
Who you want? We'll start with freshman Gage Wood. He was up to 97. He was 94, 95. He's going to pitch a lot. Parker Coyle, he could definitely be a first rounder in 3 years. Left-handed pitcher with 4 pitches, those 90, 92 up to 93. Ben Bybee, righty. He'd be the Friday night guy at any other school in the SEC. He's 92, 95 with 4 pitches. Josh Heineman, big old boy. He throws a really good fastball, a lot of vertical break. And then you have Jake Faraday. He throws 100. I mean, we have it, man. Our pitching staff could be the best in the country. We just got to go out and execute, and everyone has to have the mindset that they can do it and be able to slow the game down in the big moments and just execute.
Absolutely. Speaking of good pitching staffs, Hunter, man, obviously we kind of talked about it. I'm a Tennessee fan, and I said this last year whenever we found out a couple months ago that Tennessee was coming to Fayetteville for that series, that there had been so much banter between fan bases mostly, but some of it was even between the teams. Arkansas was bringing it up in press conferences last year, and they didn't even play Tennessee. So just be real with us. How much are you guys looking forward to that matchup when them balls roll into town?
I think there's going to be nothing like it. I think that for both sides, I think Adcock Stark, he direct messaged me on Instagram yesterday. We were talking a little bit because he played at Navarro, and we beat him out in the Super Regional my freshman year. And he's a really good kid, and he's a catcher. He's at Tennessee, and we were talking, and he was saying, "Man, I can't wait to get into Fayetteville. That's going to be crazy." And of course, Tennessee, they got that weekend rotation. I mean, I think it's one of the best, if not the best, weekend rotations in all of college baseball. But I'll tell you one thing: they might have the best 3, but we got the best 10 for sure. So it's gonna be fun going out and compete. It's gonna be cool.
Ooh, there's 6 arms in that. Whether the rotation or the bullpen, the guests of the show. Careful, we'll talk about our dudes like that.
No, the last thing I'm gonna say about it is I'm looking forward to the matchup for a whole lot of reasons, right? Just 2 programs. One, Arkansas, as far as history and tradition, a whole lot more. Tennessee's definitely on the upswing, but just Vitello had been under Van Horn. Them 2 meeting a couple times a couple years ago. The bickering back and forth between the fan bases. I can't wait, man. That is the series as a Tennessee fan, and all respect to you guys at Arkansas. I'm looking forward to it. I hope to be over there when it happens. Hopefully we'll even podcast from there live.
Yeah, come on.
Now,
if
y'all beat us down, I'm gonna act like I was never there.
Let's do it. That would be dope.
Oh, you can't be mad at us.
No, I would never. No, I would never. Listen, man, let me tell y'all a real quick story before DB takes over. Y'all know who put Tennessee out. It was Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
So they put him out. Jack Brannigan has the game of his life. I mean,
serious. It was the only one game. He did it multiple games.
No, but he had just completely dominated, right? So we do the show on Mondays. Today's Monday, right? Who do y'all think came on the Sunday? They lose out Sunday. Who's looking at me right in my face in my house after he beats my team? Jack Brannigan.
If y'all don't think that I did that strategically, I mean, I loved it, and I loved every minute of it, and I made sure to give him all the questions that asked all about it.
But as y'all can tell from the difference between me asking questions as Jim is I don't take it personal. I said, Jack, you were a stud. I wish you wouldn't have done it to me, but you were an absolute stud. That kid was unconscious, and he was so nice. He looks at me and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm really sorry. I just got hot at the right time, and that team's they're the best team in the country." And I was like, "Jack, you son of a bitch."
Look, I'm gonna be honest, Randy. Look, you talk about what I do and don't. Cody, Hunter, let me tell you something. I went to Omaha and rooted for Arkansas, and boy, we interviewed probably more Ole Miss players than any other team just because of the region and my connection. And God, people started hating on me, talking about don't listen to their podcast. He's an Arkansas fan. All because I got seen taking pictures and wearing an Arkansas shirt there. God, man, they were going to burn us down at the stake just because I was rooting for you guys. So with that being said, I mean, I rooted for you guys and I took a lot of heat for it. So you got to give me a little credit.
All right. I'll give you some credit.
That's coming from the same guy that wanted you to tell him you were fearing the LSU lineup, by the way.
Yeah.
I already texted Dylan Cruz to take Cody Yard.
Hey, yeah, tell him.
Now, see, if this was DB he would have to hit Dylan Cruz now.
I would, straight up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're gonna take me on, bet. Oh, you didn't even say it. Sorry.
The bases could be loaded, and he's taking one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
you know what? Before Daniel takes over, I got a Tennessee question coming back around for both of you guys since you're pitchers. You know, the way Tennessee bat flips, because, us LSU boys don't do all that. You know, if Drew Gilbert does the bat flip that he does, or, Jordan Beck slams the bat into the ground the way he does, when they come back around, are they catching one, fellas?
The first
Probably
team,
just,
the
I just think
first
that
team that hits that dude after a bat flip is my favorite team. That's my ground
Yeah.
rules right there.
yeah, I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but I like the mindset of I don't really mind if you bat flip, but don't be mad when I talk shit when I get you out or I do something good. I like the competitive nature about it. I like it.
I don't
But
think
I
I
still
hit him.
hit you.
I don't think I'm gonna hit him with a pitch just because they beat me. I mean, but yeah, don't, like Hunter said, don't get mad if I celebrate after striking you out to end the inning.
Yeah, because then I'll hit you.
I mean, what is it? What does a celebration when you strike somebody out look like? Really? I mean,
Well, it
I
depends
mean,
on
it's
what
never
they've
gonna
done.
be anything directed towards the other team.
but it should be.
I normally don't do anything, but if
How
it's like
is a bat flip? So help me understand this. All right. How does a bat flip where the bat flies 30 feet in the air and the guy's looking at you the whole way down the line? How is that not like directed at you, but like you turn around and go, well, I'm gonna celebrate, but I'm not gonna direct it at him.
Well, Daniel, we had a guest on this show from
I
Ole
would
Miss.
point that dude down and be like, expletive,
Hmm.
expletive. Yeah.
Well, we had a guest
Well,
on
yeah,
the show,
yeah,
Daniel,
yeah.
that actually did, as a pitcher, Brandon Johnson pointed to the Mississippi State dugout running
I
his
like him.
mouth. Yeah, well, the next outing he came out, they absolutely tattooed him, and they said it was because he talked shit to their dugout. So I'm just saying, a pitcher can do it too, and it can come back to hunt them or hurt them as well.
So you mean to tell me they were like, you know what? We came out here and we couldn't win unless Brandon Johnson talked smack
Talk
to
shit.
us.
Well, it's Mississippi
That's
State
just
beats
silly.
Mississippi State takes a series from Ole Miss every single year, so I mean they were going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Cody can attest to that.
Well,
That's true.
guys, it's obviously it's apparent you guys are ready to get it on. You're ready for the spring to get here, so you guys can really stop answering questions and just show action. But it's been a great interview. But before we end, as we do with all of our guests, we're gonna play a quick game called This or That. Y'all down to play?
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, it's very simple, and I'll keep it easy for you guys. I'm going to give you two options, and I'm going to start with Cody to go first every question, followed by Hunter. But really, I give you two choices. Just pick one choice or the other. Be decisive, be quick, and just pick whatever you feel very strongly about.
Okay.
Let's do it. All right, Cody, chicken sandwich or burger? Which one you choosing?
Burger.
Burger. Hunter, chicken sandwich or burger?
Burger.
Burger. All right. How are we eating our burgers, Cody?
Mustard and pickles.
Mustard
and cheese.
Okay. Hunter, what you got on your burger?
Everything but no mayonnaise or ketchup, mustard.
Man, y'all are missing a really vital component to any
Bacon.
burger. Bacon, guys. Gotta have a little bacon.
I only do
I'm not
ketchup,
picky.
mayonnaise, and bacon with cheese.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
do
coming.
bacon.
That's
If
coming
I
from the
ever
guy
got
that
a-
puts
yeah, you put mayonnaise in your coffee, so-
coffee.
Listen, if anybody puts mayonnaise on my burger, I'm hitting.
I regret
respect.
I regret every Will Levis challenge I did after the way he played this year. I apologize.
Yeah, you should. All right, Cody, who has better hair flow, you or Hunter?
Me.
Come on, cuz look.
All right, so obviously Hunter, we know the answer to the question for you. You're picking
Yeah, I
yourself.
win.
So, like, I gotta ask, then Cody, are we gonna see something special when it comes to your hair game this spring, or is what we see right now what we're gonna get?
What you see right now, I haven't had a cut in a little bit, but I'm gonna get one soon. This is about all I get right here.
Okay, all right. So Hunter, I feel like you got the hat on tonight. You're kind of holding back a little bit. Something special coming in the spring for us?
Something might be coming up. I'm not gonna say nothing, but it might. It might.
And he's got a strong beard game, and I'm willing to bet, no offense, Cody, but I bet you can't grow facial hair, can you?
No, he can't.
Not
He
at
hasn't-
all. Not at all. I got the baby face.
All right, Cody, would you rather go to the beach or the lake?
The beach.
Hunter, beach or lake?
That's a good one. Probably beach.
Oh, okay, beach guys. All right. Cody, who would you rather face, Dylan Cruz or Tommy White? Guess who wrote that question?
Either.
Either? Oh,
The
Either.
rule
He
is
broke a
literally
rule.
that you
He broke a
cannot
rule.
say neither and you can't
He
say
didn't.
both.
Oh,
He said either. He didn't say
said
neither.
either. So, all right, let's stick to the rules. You got to pick one of them, obviously. would-
I think
who's the
Dylan
one that's-
Cruz.
Dylan Cruz. Oh, okay. Hunter, who are you going with?
Who would I rather face or not face?
Who would you rather face, Dylan Cruz or Tommy White?
Tommy White.
All right.
Different answers. I like it.
Y'all open the season, obviously, with the college baseball showdown in Arlington. Who would you want to pitch against most? Cody, would you rather pitch against TCU, Texas, or Oklahoma State?
Texas.
Hunter, TCU,
TCU.
Texas.
Yeah, his is easy.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
an easy answer.
Very,
Come on.
very easy for you. All right. Cody, would you rather attend a bucket list concert or a bucket list sporting event?
Bucket list sporting event.
Hunter, bucket list concert or bucket list sporting event?
Dang. Bucket list concert.
All right. Cody, what sporting event are you going to? What's the bucket list sporting event that you got to see?
Oh, I didn't really think of it this far. I've just never been to a concert ever.
Oh, well, maybe Hunter can take you one day.
Maybe so. I would say I want to go to a Super Bowl. That would be fun.
Super Bowl. Who's your team? Who you rooting for? Who you want to see in the Super Bowl?
Cowboys.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh.
Let's go.
That's brutal. I mean, that's brutal.
Oh, geez, Hunter.
Cowboys.
So you're never going to go to the Super Bowl. Check.
Hey, I don't think anybody needs to talk about football, right?
Randy, I'll say after a
Man,
43
I've seen my team be
victory-
there 2 times since Joe's has.
Randy, I'll say
Hey.
after a 43 victory, we got to leave DB alone this weekend, Cody.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
No, we don't.
that's
Never.
fine. That's fine. And okay. I'll take it. I've been wearing it and I've been fine with it. So y'all just keep it on. All right, Hunter, bucket list concert. What's the concert you got to see?
George Strait acoustic.
Oh,
Just
great,
him and a guitar.
great answer. Old Troubadour.
Garth
Yeah.
Brooks is better. Unpopular opinion.
I mean, that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
ignorant. What the
That's
hell?
so
That's
okay.
fighting.
All right.
That's fighting words.
All right. Cody, time out.
No,
time out,
that's
time
just
out.
ignorant.
And George Strait never came to Texarkana. What'd he do to you, man? Listen, As
No,
a
he's just not better. He's not better.
at
He's
what?
not better
At what?
At what?
at anything.
Open?
He's not. He doesn't make better music.
Oh,
You know
my-
what? I've
Oh
never
my God.
agreed with Cody at any point in this show until now, and I've been to 8 George Strait concerts. I would roll with Garth all day.
George Strait acoustic though, no band, no band.
The question wasn't about who. That's why I asked for what I didn't say better concert because as far as a show, I've been to both, and Garth is a great showman. But as far as like a musical, like just
Yeah.
music songs,
And
Come on, man.
Daniel's over there
Come
like
on.
country music sucks, and I hate this conversation.
But like,
Daniel, did you just catch the fact that he'd been to what? Did he say 8 George Strait concerts?
he knows
Yeah.
that. He knows that.
But he hates country music.
And
George Strait didn't even. Where did you
Daniel,
go see him? Like in the moon?
Randy has known me 2 years longer than you. But Daniel, do you remember why I went with my parents to all those country music concerts? It's a pretty simple answer. It'd be the same reason why I'd go to date.
Because of the girls.
Exactly. Country music
right.
concerts. It doesn't matter if you're talking about George Strait or anybody else. Country music concerts. It's always like a 7-to-1 ratio, women to men.
Let's
That's right.
let's get
That's
get
right.
down to brass
Except for
tacks
Garth
here.
Brooks.
Hunter, if we were to go for a ride and we get in the car, what's the last song that you were listening to in the car? Let's just make it easy.
What's my last song?
He gonna say "Little Baby" and just throw us all off.
Yeah, what was the last song?
Uh,
that-
No-
pull it up on your
nobody-
Spotify.
Nobody to Blame by Cody Johnson.
Nobody to Blame by Cody Johnson. What is it about that song you like?
I have no idea. It's just on shuffle play.
Gotcha.
It's a good song though. I know all of it.
So, last question, and this question has actually turned into a pretty heated conversation, and I'm glad Randy's here for it because him and I have our own opinion of this, and it's really the only opinion that matters. But I'll ask you guys, Cody, would you rather be a hero or a villain?
I like Batman, so I'm gonna go hero.
Oh Jesus!
Game over.
Game over. This interview's done. Perfect answer.
Hunter. I mean, there's really not an answer that we need to hear, but I'll let you speak. Hero or villain? Which one would you rather be first?
I don't know.
But the
I thought-
villain, villains always hurt innocent people.
Dude, the villains are the coolest, and most pitchers actually prefer the villain. They like.
I'm about to say. I mean, I think I like the villain because mean, when I think villain, I think like dog gets after it. You know.
There you
And
go.
like as a pitcher, you're out there lonely. You got to have that mindset. You just got to get after it, slow the game down. I like it. Compete.
And now I have the official answer. When Hunter was saying Cody was soft, I now see it.
Yeah.
You know, he's got
It's
the
just
hero
the
mentality
farther
on
north
the mound.
you get, it gets a little soft.
I mean, that's
You know?
that's if you are believing everything that Hunter's saying.
So who's the best villain out there, Hunter? Who you liking?
The Joker.
Man, the Joker is a good one. The Joker is a good one. I don't know.
You know
I'd probably say Joker. What's your favorite?
For me, it's the Joker. But you know what? I'm going to retract my Garth Brooks statement. I'm going to come back to George Strait because I've liked all Hunter's answers, and I just want to stay firm with it. So I'm coming back around. I'm going to go George Strait just so I can stay locked in with Hunter because Cody's been soft. I'm not down with it.
You're
Hunter
wishy-washy.
Hunter has better hair, just to be clear. So
Cody,
You
he
are
really
so
is.
wishy-washy.
He is, Cody. You're right. He is.
You have no idea.
Yeah,
Cody.
just listen to these shows every week. You'll see it. But the fact that you pick back, Cody, me and DB are with you, dog.
Yeah, it's Batman all the way.
And I love your hair.
Oh, let's go,
guys.
Dude, Marvel Avengers are the only answers as far as heroes. I'm just gonna be fair with you guys.
Oh my God, this guy's talking about Spider-Man.
Avengers money.
He's talking about a dude that throws white webs.
He throws webs and lives.
Don't make me send my 10-year-old.
He lives with his aunt.
Don't make me send my 10-year-old son after you, Daniel.
I'll make him cry like last time.
Y'all hear that? He beats up on my 10-year-old son. That's the kind of guy that y'all are siding with.
Look, let me tell y'all something. If you knew his 10-year-old son, y'all would beat up on that kid too, because he's mean. He don't let him fool you. He ain't just this nice little 10-year-old little kid, a little punk sometimes. Now, guys, it's been a great episode, and we're gonna let you guys bounce. But before you do, anything, Cody, I'll start with you. Anything you want to plug or promote?
Plug or promote?
Yeah. Do you know what that means?
He did say he struggled educationally earlier.
I do. What does that mean?
I will go to Hunter. Hunter, is there anything you would like to plug or promote?
Hey, I got Boosted Apparel, my clothing line. It's on Instagram. Go get you some.
That is how you
plug or promote.
That's it. So Cody, I'll rephrase it. Is there anything you want to advertise? Anything that you want to talk about that is sacred to you or special to you?
No, but I do have something to say. Y'all asked if I would rather face Tommy White or Dylan Cruz. If y'all asked them which pitcher they would want to face, they'd say either one, because I think that they're on the same level. Like, they just whoever, whenever.
Look,
that's why they were your two options.
Yeah,
I had to say that.
I mean, hey, there's no right or wrong answer. It's not a test.
Daniel, here's the good news. You're going to be able to help Cody advertise and promote. That's the good news.
I don't. So look, I don't have anything to promote right now.
He does. Don't worry. Daniel's got you. Don't worry.
Look, so I'm always prepared when guests come on and go, no, man, I don't have anything. So first thing I'm going to tell everybody listening is if you want to know what Cody does or Hunter does on just a random Tuesday night or a Monday night or even Sunday, during football season, go on over to Instagram, type in at Cody_A52, check out Cody, or at Hunter Hollan with no D. It's not Holland, it's just Holland. Check them out, see what they're doing. Maybe touch base, maybe get you some boosted apparel. Who knows? Go out there, look right, do your thing. Or if you just want to see them get after it and do their thing on the diamond, going over to Razorback BSB on Instagram, and you'll see everything you need to know Arkansas baseball related, and those dudes just doing work. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate y'all coming on. We wish y'all nothing but the best, and hopefully, we'll get you guys back on after a productive season.
For sure.
Heck yeah.
All
I
right.
appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Peace. That's Hunter Hollan and Cody. Cody, what's your last name?
Adcock.
Adcock. I got to make sure I get it right. That's Hunter Hollan and Cody Adcock, everybody. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with a few headlines. I got to talk to y'all about me closing the gap on these pick'ems with Randy, man.